We've stopped bombing the country.
We were inches away from peace. Tonight, the warships are closing in. In a dramatic deterioration of Middle Eastern diplomacy, high-stakes negotiations between the United States and Iran have collapsed, plunging a volatile region right back into the shadow of war. As of this hour, a formidable United States Navy blockade has sealed off Iranian harbors. According to ABC News, no vessels enter and no vessels leave. To understand the gravity of this collapse, we have to look back at how we got here. On February 28th, President Donald Trump authorized massive joint U.S.-Israeli military strikes. Major combat operations were underway. The American ultimatum was absolute: total regime change and a permanent guarantee that Iran will have no nuclear weapons. In a defiant response, Iran moved to block the Strait of Hormuz, the world's critical oil lifeline, sending global markets into a tailspin. A brief glimmer of hope emerged when the planned bombings were suspended for 2 weeks. An intense 24-hour marathon meeting in Islamabad, spearheaded by J.D. Vance and the Iranian parliament speaker, promised a massive breakthrough. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi declared that both nations were just inches away from a historic accord. But those final inches proved insurmountable. The sticking point remains the nuclear program. The New York Times reported on Monday that the United States demanded a minimum 20-year suspension on Iranian uranium enrichment. Tehran countered with a formal response on Monday, offering a suspension of up to 5 years. President Trump categorically rejected the offer. While Iran blamed shifting American goalposts, Washington cited a blatant lack of political will, insisting the U.S. had already delivered a ceasefire and halted the bombing. Meanwhile, the theater of war continues to expand. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is relentlessly pursuing ground operations and intense strikes against the Iran-backed Hezbollah militia in Lebanon, a conflict explicitly excluded from any Tehran-Washington ceasefire. Now, diplomatic channels are scrambling. President Trump indicated to the New York Post that he is more inclined to return to Pakistan for further dialogue, and reports from the Associated Press suggest a second round of talks could materialize by Thursday. But with American warships currently choking Iranian waters and the rhetoric escalating by the minute, diplomacy is rapidly running out of time. The world watched as we stood on the precipice of a historic peace. But as the blockade tightens, we have to ask ourselves, did we just watch our last, best chance to prevent an all-out war slip away?